In my work, probably won't come as a big surprise to you that I talk to a lot of managers and supervisors who are, let's say, a bit frustrated that they have employees who are disengaged at work. They're just not doing what's expected of them or what's asked of them, and managers and supervisors don't know why. Why would someone be so disengaged at work? They've got to spend 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day, 5, 6 days or more a week. Why wouldn't they take their job more seriously? I get asked. Why won't these employees just do what I ask or even tell them to do? Why do they continue to be disengaged at work? One of the things that I tell managers and supervisors is that to understand why someone might be disengaged at work, the first thing is to understand what their needs are. Different people have different needs depending upon what they're doing at work. Some people work for the money, just for the paycheck. Others work for the challenge. Others work for the relationships. Others work for the opportunity to grow and progress. You just never know what their needs are unless, of course, you pursue those needs or you try to work to find out what those needs are. But you can bet that if someone is disengaged at work, I have found at least that probably the pressing need is that their need is not being satisfied. Now, there's a number of things that happen when a need is not being satisfied. I'm only going to deal with one in this time that we have together today. When you find an employee who is disengaged in work, one of the challenges and one of the common problems that we experience is they either do one of two things. They either quit and stay, or they quit and leave. If they quit and leave, that's what I call physical withdrawal. They quit and leave. They take their ball and go home. They've had all the fun that they can stand working with you or your company. They've decided they can better fill their needs somewhere else. They quit, they leave. But what about when a disengaged employee quits and stays? Oh, they're still physically there, but they're not thinking, their commitment level is not there. They're not engaged in the process of trying to get better and help the organization get better. They just quit and stay. Some people call it retiring on the clock. That's the challenge that most of us have, is to not let a circumstance or a situation get to the point that a disengaged employee will quit and stay. Quit and leave, maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to find someone that can fill that position, maybe even better than the person that left it. But if they quit and stay, we don't have that luxury any longer. Do everything that you can to figure out why someone has disengaged at work, and I'll bet you'll find that there's some need that's not being satisfied. Once the need is identified, your job gets easier. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but at least you know what you're up against. Hopefully this helps as you think about how to build work teams at work.